Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bow. So dance. Dude, genuinely, that music mod is my favorite thing I've ever downloaded. Is it killer? Yo, dude, I forgot what color. What mod that was, but that's sick. I think this is... That doesn't look like the ggst mod I downloaded, but it might be. I really don't remember what this one was. This isn't even a mod, this is just the hair. This is just what it looks like, right? That's just standard color 9. Or no, there's no shot. There's just no shot that's standard color 9. But it might be. Bum bum. Anyways, we'll go with the Velvet Room skin. What's up, everyone? We're doing dumb labbing. Let's see. Did this mod work? Looking like it didn't. Oh well. I think this is the Dante Devil May Cry one. Might not be. But I think this is the Dante skin for Kai. Let me do one thing real quick. I misspelt dumb. I genuinely am the dumbest person alive. Who misspells the word dumb, dude? No differential. Dang, I gotta look for a good thumbnail. We'll just do this. We'll do my go-to color 7 Unica thumbnail. And then let me just close that. And then close YouTube because it never wants to work properly. Then click. Yippee! Alright. So, what I am labbing today? That's a good question. I don't fully know yet. Oh, actually, I know what this was going to be. This was not going to be me labbing. This was something else. Edit. New year. Same game. Talking. ggst 2.0. Okay, that's what we're doing. I want to talk about Strive 2.0. So, because of that, I can get rid of some of these display things real quick. Let's not add to it. Gauges is fine. These are what I want to turn off. So, obviously, we know that 2.0 is eventually coming. I'm guessing that we're going to get a release date, or at least month, during, not Combo Breaker. Why can't I think of what it's called? Frosty Fasting. I mean, Like, I feel like that's maybe a cop-out answer, but unless Combo Breaker's sooner, but I don't think it is. Combo Breaker's, like, I want to say that's later than... I think Frosty's the next big tournament. Anyways, doesn't necessarily matter all that much, but I want to talk about a couple of things that I'd love to see, because they talked about reworks for this game. If I decide to make this video, I'll probably actually, like, pull some shit up. Talking about reworks in the most recent development backyard. And I just want to go over some of the things that I think would be cool to see if they made changes to. What things I personally would like to see changed to the game. So, first and foremost, let me actually pull up this, this article for me. So, ggst, dev backyard, thing 19, right? Yep. And then, if I go into here, make a little, not display, window capture, add, okay, so dev backyard, let me maybe resize it slightly, cover Kai for a second, and do like, we love just doing little shit. Okay, so dev backyard. Obviously, you know, they showed us Lucy, showed us all that type of shit. Future updates does not mean everything will change out all at once. Kind of unfortunate on the... Maybe not unfortunate, but maybe just... It feels like 2.0 is meant to be like this super big everything update, right? But like, they are telling us first and foremost, hey, god damn it, this mic is in my way to get to my... If I bring it like here, maybe? Hopefully that didn't fuck up all my shit. Obviously, like, they are quite literally telling us, hey, not everything's changing this season. A lot of things are gonna probably be the same, and it's just gonna be over the course of 2.0, we do big updates again. Like 2.0, when it comes out, they already said, I think there's only gonna be one character at the start of 2.0. I think that, and maybe I was wrong about that. But yeah, regarding character development, we're planning to add one new playable character as part of the 2.0 update. Obviously, we know that there's at least two that will be in the game, because we saw both Robo-Kai and Jam at the end of that one trailer. But like, you know, add one new playable character at the beginning part of 2.0. Now, this sounds like it's gonna be one free character, maybe, which I hope is Jam and not Robo-Kai. It'd be sick. If Jam is the next one up and Robo-Kai maybe kicks off a full like season of characters later on. Could be, might not be. My personal guess that this will be all added in. Actually, I want to double check something. ggst tournament calendar 2026. So yeah, Frosty looks like it's next. Right, yeah. Like 100% next. When does Arc World Tour? Yeah, 25 to 26. When does Arc World Tour end? Like, roughly speaking. Damn, this is the slowest loading fucking website of all time. Gotta love... Oh, it's not even showing. Whoops. I'll just say what I'm looking at. Schedule, that's what I'm looking for. So... It's gonna be weird, I feel. Let me... Can I maybe... No. Wait, yes. That is changing it. And then... Let me just resize this again. Then... Drag that. We'll just make it the full sides. Okay. Woo! Doesn't change. Like, it's hard to know exactly when they'll be doing stuff. It could be before Evo Japan. It'd be sick if it was. I don't think it will be. But, like, considering that there is Evo Japan, there's Combo Breaker, there's CEO, and, like, all of these are May or later. Dang, I forgot how close CEO is to Combo Breaker, and how close that is to Evo Japan. Head Stomper I've not heard of. I guess Sweden. Same with... I've watched a battle BAM before. I don't think I've seen the Brussels thing, but... Europe, I'm kidding. Not making fun of Europe. There's a chance I actually try to go to Combo Breaker straight up. Try and visit my sister in Indiana as well. Because she's on, like, the Indiana side that's closer to Illinois. And, like, maybe not Chicago area, but, like, might take a day beforehand to be able to drive up to her. Stuff like that. Besides the point. Completely just off topic. Evo Japan is interesting. What? But, like, would they come out before May? I don't think so, unless 2.0's, like, literally right around the corner. Like, 2.0's gotta be in, like, March or April, which it could be, but I feel like it's not. I feel like we either get it right before Evo Japan, or like a month before. Like, it's got to be, let's just say April 10th. Let's say April 10th. It's got to be before, or else I feel like there's just not enough time for people to be comfortable going into Evo Japan for Arc World Tour shit, right? Same thing, Combo Breaker. Like, it's either got to be before Evo Japan, or it's got to be after CEO/Evo. Yeah, let's just see what else is there, right? Ooh, dude, that's a sick little thing. Not heard of this tournament series before. Yeah, let me... Because, like, there's no way that we're going all the way up till... Oh, wait, those are all 2025. Or were the ones I just pointed at 2025? They were. Oh, whoops. Okay, well, let's just scroll down further then. and ignore my complete and utter idiocy. Okay. Okay, frostings for Frosty is around this time. So, I'm still gonna use Evo Japan as kind of the start regardless, because Frosty is pretty much the end of the Arc World Tour. So I feel like, well, obviously we won't get shit until after Frosty. I feel like we won't get shit until Strive Arc World Tour fully ends. So my guess is like mid-March we have the final thing, or maybe like late February or early to mid-March we have the very final tournament for Strive. Maybe sometime a little later. I don't know how long we have to wait for shit. But let's just say that, right? Strive, Uni, Grand Blue. You know, Grand Blue's obviously having Cygames Cup, but I'm just gonna take the guess and say Arc World Tour Finals will be like literally the last week before they update the game. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like you want to have enough time for people to, like, obviously, again, these are 2025, but before Combo Breaker, before Evo Japan, for 2026, I feel like you need to get it out, because you don't want to start your like 2026 to 27 Arc World Tour, or really any tournament series. It's always weird when like partway through you have a big version change. It's one thing to add characters, it's another thing to potentially change mechanics. And from the sound of it, there will be some changed mechanics. That's, like, prediction-wise, I feel like we'll have it probably final week of March is when 2.0 looks like it might be happening. Because we already know it exists. We already know it's going to be coming out. It's one character, which means that, like, it's one new character, which kind of tells me that while it will be a big update, it's not going to be like this massive version difference that they've been telling us, or not telling us, that a lot of people have predicted, similar to Crosstag, BB Tag Crosstag. So, like, anyways, that's a very long-winded, roundabout way to me to be able to just say, I feel like we won't be waiting till Evo, I guess, is like the big thing. My guess is we get it about a month before Evo Japan, so that Evo Japan can kind of kick off as the first big 2.0 tournament. Otherwise, it'll just be at a random time in the year, because they won't, obviously, it's coming out this year, we know. I can say this year, it's 2026 where I'm at. So yeah, I think this year, obviously, we're getting it. But, this is what's interesting. I feel like it's still definitely going to be DLC stuff, so all this interesting, but nothing concrete. Would love to see new characters, would love to see Jam. Obviously, we're getting Jam at some point. Robokai's fun. I'd love to see a character like Answer, kind of mix up heavy, like, weird glyph-esque character, I guess, is like, what's that character in Grand Blue? Tornado guy? I can't think of his name right now. Someone like him, I feel like, is just interesting enough to be stuff, but yeah. Who else would be neat? Not too many characters, actually. I am kind of at the point where most of the characters that, like, people are saying, like Zappa. Bro, you want Zappa in the game? Zappa's weird. Fucking Raven? Ugh. I am a big Raven hater. Mostly because when I tried playing Exerd for the first time, when Strive was being made, like, it was having all its promotional material coming out, and I was like, I'll play the current one right before the new one comes out, so that I'm, like, familiar with how this game plays and everything. And then Strive plays completely differently, in, like, a pseudo-good way, and in a also pseudo-bad way. Because Exerd has way more character depth. Besides the point. I got completely stomped by a Raven main. At a local, I didn't even enter. I went to a local to try the game out, essentially. Like, I purchased it through PlayStation. I played it online with friends a couple of times. And I was like, I'm not really comfortable entering this local. Instead, I entered it for Smash. But I went to the local, played Smash, did like probably 2 and 2, I think, something okay, and then started playing Exerd with this one guy. Don't even remember their tag. And they proceeded to absolutely demolish me on Raven. And from that point onwards, I've hated Raven. But he's also just weird. Anyways, let's talk about the big thing, Wild Assault change. Reassessing its role and position as a universal mechanic, taking into account the environment, or how the environment has evolved since its introduction. Perspective, making the game easier to understand and more satisfying to play, especially for newcomers. We are carefully reviewing how this mechanic should function within the broader experience. I know they say specifically Wild Assault here, but I also feel like you should include Deflect Shield when talking about this, because Deflect Shield feels even weirder, I guess, as a universal mechanic. Wild Assault has, like, a fun combo aspect to it, but, like, it only exists in this game because Drive Rush in Street Fighter 6, I feel. I know a lot of people have talked about that, but I feel like Street Fighter 6 is, like, literally what kind of caused Wild Assault to become a thing. And personally, I like Wild Assault overall, but only because of the combo aspect with Red Wild Assault. Like, how should I put this? Wild Assault first introduction was the most broken, stupid thing of all time. Red Wild Assault was insane. Blue Wild Assault, guard crushed. White Wild Assault, funnily enough, at that time, I feel like Blue was the worst and White was not the best. But it was definitely more usable. And Red was, like, actually the most busted thing I've ever seen. But then they changed it on so where Wild Assault couldn't hard knockdown on wall break, which the fact that Wild Assault could when it first came out is absolutely insane. That should have never been the case. Whoops. But it was. I I'm trying to think of a way that they can make Wild Assault exist in the game without just constantly needing to lower its power and usage. Because, like, as it stands, if you have to use Wild Assault in a combo, unless that's the only way you get corner carry, like side-to-side corner swap, Wild Assault overall does not feel good to use. Like, I'll take Grand Blue's Raging Strike mechanic, right? Raging Strike has like a clear, defined use a lot of the time, as well as Brave Counter. Brave Counter, much stronger than Deflect Shield. It's like the strongest defensive pseudo parry mechanic in the game, in like any game I've played. Brave Counter, like, but overall, Brave Counter has like a defined way to play around it, and has a more defined risk than I feel like Wild Assault or Deflect Shield does. Deflect Shield, obviously you can call it out, but one, it lasts an eternity, to the point where, like, unless you are calling it out specifically, or maybe like a DP or something else along those lines, like, Deflect Shield never feels like you're actually taking your turn back. It just feels like you're giving yourself slightly more space. Brave Counter feels like a way to take your turn back. YRC feels more impactful more often than a Deflect Shield, which I feel like is not a good thing. To have a defensive mechanic tied to burst feel more punishable than YRC, and still also not give you back your turn. So, like, Deflect Shield, I think, needs some level of a change. Wild Assault needs some level of a change to make it feel like I feel like it should be a mechanic to let you squeeze out that last little bit of damage needed, not be used as a way to get a corner swap if it's red, and, like, nothing else for red. White as a pseudo DP, interesting on paper, horrible for the game overall. I despise White Wild Assault. Blue Wild Assault, I would say currently the strongest, but I also watch a shit ton of Dizzy gameplay, and Dizzy gets insane shit off Blue Wild Assault. I don't know how they'll change it, but I think that they should just straight up remove it and give characters unique dust things again. Give Dizzy parry fish. Give, like, whatever characters had that was that was tied to a special on dust. Just give them that again. Obviously, like, we're about to talk about the new moves for these chuckle fucks. But, I don't know. Wild Assault, if it's removed, I am fine with it. And if we get something that helps out characters in specific ways for them, it would be very nice. Potential reworks is interesting. I won't get too much into that. But it's no... like, I feel like there's at least one character that everyone, when reading this, instantly thought of, and I think it's Dizzy. Like, Dizzy, maybe Zato, just because Zato's been bad for a while now. Like, even then, not Zato completely. Like, I don't know how they could rework Zato without losing the identity of the character. Dizzy, though, is like, you killed her former character identity. Dizzy plays nothing like how she plays in Exerd or XX or Accent Core. Like, the fact that the way Dizzy plays now is such a departure from her previous character in terms of gameplay style that I feel like this almost certainly is lumping her into it. Like, I love how Dizzy looks at top level. Paluna's the GOAT. But, like, I don't know. I feel like reworking my personal favorite character prior to Unica, Unica being a weird, maybe I like her more, maybe I don't like her more. But like this, I feel like it has to involve that. Lucy, they'll keep the same, obviously. Guest character, they'll just do buffs. I don't think they change Venom. I think maybe they give Venom like one significant enough buff to actually make him like solid. I feel like you need to make his zoning capability a little weaker, but give him way more options on his more set play mix-up heavy style. Kind of put him in the position that Dizzy almost plays in now. And then just, like, actually rework a decent chunk of Dizzy. Give her either give her two of, like... I think I wrote this down. I'm gonna open up Docs on my phone. I feel like I wrote this down in a Google Doc page already. And now I gotta just double check. Yes. Give Dizzy two of these three things back. Doesn't matter which ones. But, like, two of these three on Dizzy will just significantly help and make her more interesting. And you could remove Wings of Light. It's an interesting idea. It's frustrating to play against when it activates, and it's frustrating to use when it doesn't activate. Overall, it's a frustrating move on all sides. So, like, when it works, it's fun. But it's often not going to work. I don't know. Wings of Light, if the way that it exists now just makes Dizzy feel like she is significantly weaker in every single aspect to make her slightly stronger when it goes off. But not even slightly. Massively stronger when it goes off, but I don't know. That's just not the style of gameplay I personally like, which sucks. Again, Dizzy was the one character I wanted in this game for the longest time. And then we got her, and then she felt so weird to use. But give her double air dash back, give her Firefish back, and /or give her her water bubble back. And, like, let her be a high-low cross-up mix-up character. Like, I could live without Firefish if I got double air dash and I got water bubble. I could live without double air dash if I got water bubble and Firefish. And I could live without water bubble if I got Firefish and double air dash. But even if one of those gets added, I will feel like the character has a more interesting aspect to play with, because as it stands currently, Dizzy does not have any of the same feeling of set play as she did before. She has set play, but it is very different Oki. It's a very different way of going about it. And I personally am not a fan, and I feel like they've tried to make her work in her current state, and it just does not feel like it's coming together correctly. And for that reason, I would love to see them make a genuine attempt at giving back some of her Exerd tools, even if it means the removal of Wings of Light. Chucklefucks, Soul Kai, Nago, Leo. The fact that I do think it's really funny that Soul and Kai, the, two main characters of Guilty Gear, like the two guys of Guilty Gear, not having shit not having new moves yet is very fucking funny to me. Like, especially when, like, they have, I feel like Kai, you could give him his glyphs back, or, like, runes back from Exerd. I feel like that could be interesting for Kai to have, his runes. Soul, I don't know. You could find something that he has in a previous game. Or you could make something new. I just hope whatever it is, it's not plus bajillion on block and combos and is a neutral tool. Don't make a new move for Soul that's as good as 90% of his specials already are. Make it like a weirdly situational but strong in that situation tool for Soul. Like, I don't know. Don't give us something that's like Bandit Revolver or whatever his Fire Slide thing is in terms of like movement. That the Fire Slide is the main thing I'm thinking of, actually. I cannot think of what that's called to save my life right now. But if you give little Fire Slide to Soul or something like that again, that combos, does damage, like decent damage. Combos mid-screen, mind you. That would just piss me off. Nago, I feel like giving Nago a special that reduces blood instead of increases it could be interesting. Obviously, he's got his command grab, but like, if Nago has like maybe a down-down input where he gets like a little blood fireball and it releases like make it be like a kind of shitty projectile, but it reduces, like, it begins reducing blood gain or something like that. Like, it literally Nago, I don't know. Either that or make it be a, like, good projectile and make it increase his blood by a shit ton. But I feel like Nago with a projectile would be insanely scary. And, like, he sort of has a projectile with his little Beyblade slide, but, like, I'm talking more akin to, like, Dizzy Fire Dagger tracking projectile, I guess. If Nago has something like that, and it just does an insane amount of blood gauge, might be neat. I don't know what else Nago really needs. Don't give him too much, though. Nago's always a fairly solid character. Leo should get a special that reduces his health to 1, and then he dies after a second, and then that's it. That's the special. I don't know what to say. I don't want Leo to have anything that makes him insane. Anything that puts him in the back turn, I'm not about. Special in back turn, I'm not about. He has a DP, he has a projectile, he has movement. I don't want him to get, like, an install. I don't want him to get, like, a combo throw. I don't want Leo to have anything. The fact that this character hasn't received a new move is a good thing. I don't want him to have enhanced specials. Make it be like maybe a special he gets while airborne. And make it be insanely situational. But yeah. But I want to get to the actual reason why I'm here. Unica buffs. The main reason that I actually booted up the game is I want to talk about potential buffs that I would give Unica. Because as it stands, there are a few things I would like to see this character get a couple changes. Not rework, just changes. Okay? I'm making that clear, abundantly clear, right now. First and foremost, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. Weapons free. Obviously, one thing you do not want to do with weapons free is make it comboable off a counter hit like that. I think the fact that weapons free only works on grounded opponents is a good thing. However, that leads me to my next point. Unica has a lot of very far-reaching hits. Obviously, I'm not going to try and say, oh yeah, Unica should be able to get weapons free from this, but from that, maybe. I think both, obviously this is too far, but give her something. I actually have to throw Soul on in here real quick for what I'm trying to say. Because as much as I just complained, dude, it's been so long since I've touched Soul, I need to actually look. Is it not Volcanic Viper, not Bandit Revolver, Bandit Bringer? No. Dude, I forgot about Bandit Bringer. Not Wild Throw. Night Raid. Okay. Also, there's Fafnir. I always forget that there's that Fafnir. This. Whoops. Can I don't think it's actually in my button yet. Okay. Obviously, whoops. Obviously, it shouldn't be that long, but imagine if that is roughly how far Unica goes with this. Okay? Maybe not even the full vortex, right? But actually, I don't even feel like it's that crazy if it's the full. Like, am I crazy for not thinking that that's insane? I feel like if weapons free got roughly the same movement as fucking Vortex, I don't think that's that insane. I think that's because as it stands, when are you using weapons free? Because you're not getting it off something like that. And again, I'm not meaning Charge Vortex. If it was able to do all that, nah, that'd be stupid. But that? Like, if Unica does that with weapons free, you don't, I don't know. Going like this distance feels fine to me on a move like that. Maybe I'm crazy. I feel like that's like halfway decent weapons free buff. Is give it an uncharged vortex amount of movement. You might be able to hit it off that, which would be scary, I won't lie. However, the fact that you need to be at a certain HP threshold and they have to be grounded, I feel like giving it at least a little bit of momentum and range is fine. Like, that doesn't hit. I feel like you should be able to hit off far slash. Maybe not far slash slash. Maybe the second slash is too much, but like, I should... Personally, I think I should be able to hit there. Maybe that's crazy. That's the first thing that I wanted to bring up as general change for weapons free to make it actually feel maybe usable. This one I think is a fun idea, but I don't think they'll do it. If people have watched me, whether it's my montages or my video that literally goes over dumbass JD shenanigans, I love this move. This is like genuinely one of my favorite moves on Unica. Like, I do this combo all the time because it's stupid and it's funny. No, I fucked it up. I fucked that one up too. Okay, besides the point. I love this move. I also am a decent enough fan of this move as well. But I think there's one noticeable problem. Maybe not even problem. I think it would be fun if this, or realistically 236 Airborne. Like, Airborne Laser, I think would be really fun if it was a chargeable input, and if after a certain amount of time, it, like, did... I don't know. Maybe if it was plus. If you charge it long enough in the air. Or something. Let me... What was I... display... frame data... Like... I'm minus 15 there. Minus 12 there. Like, you get the hard knockdown there, but... Like, you're not getting anything off this literally ever. This is only used as, like, a pseudo-zoning thing. Obviously, you got other shit with, like, normal laser, but I feel like having this be chargeable and giving it maybe tracking could be neat. I don't know what it would be used for. I love these moves, but they are rarely, if ever, good. Like, I love that combo, but this is... You're never actually doing something like that in game that isn't for a pressure sequence. Like, that is genuinely, like, all you are ever gonna maybe get with shit like that. But I love those moves, and I would love to see, like, a... not even, like, real buff, just something fun to be incorporated with them to add a little bit more creativity to some dumb stuff. Another thing, I think this one is a minor buff to a move that actually would have a lot of good changes, or at least a lot of strong changes for Unica. Red overhead on non-counter hit. So let me normal. This should be RCable. Like, I'm sorry, this should be RCable. I get that if you make it RCable, you open a can of worms to overhead shenanigans and shit, because now you don't need to look out for it only off of blue, but let me... like, obviously this is -6, that's -8. You get a punish off this if you call it out and they're in a bad position. So, like, I feel like letting this be RCable is a large enough buff that all of a sudden that gives, like, her kicks actual presence. Because as it stands, her Unica's K moves, the only reason you ever use them is, like, there's a few reasons too, but realistically, frame 7, frame 10, this, obviously way less punishable than 5H, but you're going to be using 5H way more. This is, like, the neutral button outside of whiff punishing. Unica's kicks, decent range, but not crazy range. 2D, I genuinely never press this button, unless I either mess up a deflect shield, mess up a wild assault, or I'm doing this, and even then, I'm more likely to do that. This move does genuinely fuck all. And it's because you get nothing off this. Hell, I'd be fine if you couldn't RC this. I think you should be able to RC just straight hit, though, off it. Like, oh, I can do it there, but... like, if you connect the 2K2D, maybe you don't get an RC off that. Maybe they do the little tumble effect. But if you hit them with it straight up, like, if that's what opens, I should be able to RC it. Maybe that's a little too good, maybe that's not. I don't know. I just think that that's a good... I think that that doesn't change a fundamental aspect of the character. Because, hey, you still... one, like, if they call it out, it still is -8. Obviously, like, oh, cool, I get pressure here. But, like, far slash... I'm not pressing a frame 12 move. My, like... what is the button I press here? Probably 5H, but... next thing. This move. I despise this 6P because you get maybe that on non-counter hit. Let me set this soul to jump. Like, you never get that unless it's counter hit. You likely don't get this. Maybe never get this. You don't get that. And then you have next to... You don't get, like, the insane vertical range some people get with their 6Ps. I don't know. I compare this 6P to Kai 6P all the time, but the difference is that Kai 6P is, like, actually a solid move that Kai is able to throw out a lot, and it works a lot. And Unica's... Maybe it's something to do with how... I don't even know. Okay, hold on. This is now bothering me. Like... I know you can't make this any faster, and you don't want to give, like, insane hit stun to things. But 6P, as it stands, feels like you get next to nothing off of it. I'd much rather anti-air with 5P most of the time. And if you have to anti-air with 5P, like, I feel like I can react better. I feel like it hits higher. Because this... Let me... Oh, why can't I think of what that website is called right now? Dust Loop. Whoops.
Ah! Why did it not? Dust Loop. Unica.
Why is it in light mode? Ba-ba-bum-ba-dum-bum. Like... I don't know. I don't know the main differences between... Yeah. It genuinely has some of the worst... Where... I feel like I'm going crazy in... One sec. I think the website does not look right on OBS right now. Yeah. Well, not Strive. God damn it. I am so disorganized right now. It feels like it is just too... There, hitboxes. Like, obviously, our hitbox is down here while using it, but, like, that compared to... Like, I either have to go for something that I have a massive hitbox or hurt box just sticking out there. Still, like, obviously not disjointed. not disjointed, actively lets you get hit higher. You might be able to anti-air, but you also might get hit. Never going to anti-air with. Can definitely anti-air with on 5H, but because of... I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, like, right here, not as disjointed as you would expect. This is good. This little bump here is the problem. There are some, like, downward-facing aerials that you just get hit by as Unica. And I don't think they changed this, though. I think this is pretty firmly staying the same. 2P, it's a P move. 2K, it's a K move. 2S, maybe shave a little bit of that hurt box off, but overall I think this is a fine move. It's disjointed enough. Like, I'm not gonna complain about that. This move is deceptive because this feels like it should be a good anti-air, but 14-15 is a problem because your hurt box is literally higher than the hitbox, and while this is way more disjointed above you, this feel like frame 16. It's gonna be pretty hard to hit people actively coming towards you with a hitbox sometimes. I don't know. Feels bad. Feels bad to use. 2D. Bad move. But, like, genuinely, this is a frame 9 move, so it's 1 frame faster than 5H. And I think it lasts slightly longer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, active 5 frames, the other one's active 3 frames. But the fact that, like, I don't know, this feels... I gotta bring up Kai. We're gonna duplicate this tab. And then... Mr. Kai Kiesk. Strive. And then... Like, look at that. Look at this. Look at this stupid hitbox. Mind you, same startup, same amount of active frames. And then look at this piece of shit, okay? Huge upper, like, covers his whole elbow, covers his jacket, goes past the elbow, up there, way above him. This doesn't even reach the top of her head. Why? Genuinely, why? Also, something else I feel like should be another thing to just bring up. Okay, never mind. I guess his P's are slightly longer. Like 5P is... No, it's about the same. I guess that you have 1 more frame of recovery. But... I don't know. This is a tragedy of a move. This needs... It doesn't need to be Kai good, but it needs a buff. It needs to, at the very least, cover her damn head. Like, I know, this is the hitbox down here. You're not getting hit if you anti-air correctly. But Kai gets this monstrosity. Again, like, I have to point this out. Kai, the character most like Unica in most every way, gets this insane, stupid move. And I get this. I get something that is literally pixel to pixel perfect to the arm and is literally lower than her head compared to Kai, who gets like an extra little like fucking crackers worth like a saltine cracker of extra space forward and goes like another. If Kai is standing straight up, that is how high it goes there. That is why I hate this move, / why I don't understand why Unica has this instead. That's enough me talking about 6P, but for being otherwise the same exact move, Unica's is so abysmally bad that it's crazy to me. And I know it's probably because of 5H, but there are times where 5H will get beaten out because of this little lip. So one of two things, I guess. Either get rid of this little upper lip, which I don't think they do. I think that this is like actually fine for 5H to have. This little lip up here. It gives like an actual like pseudo reason to not just spam 5H. But this needs to change. That needs to be better. The last thing that I want to bring up is and this is a weird one. Maybe it's disagreeable. I think it would be fun, but I understand if people think it'd be way too stupid. This would just be a fun, interesting thing to give Unica, is to make it on so where the follow-ups, so 5S follow-up, 2S follow-up, 5H follow-up, and 2H follow-up. Not saying they should do this, I'm saying it would be fun and make her a bit more unique, but also definitely make her probably be a little bit more overtuned, is to let her use these follow-ups after any of these attacks. Like, after any attack that normally would have a follow-up. So let's say, like, the 5S and 2S. If you could do the 5S follow-up after 5H, or if you could do the 2H follow-up after far slash. But I guess that one doesn't work because of the Rekka. But like, if you could, I guess on far slash, cancel into the H follow-ups, that would be interesting. I don't think it's a good thing. I think it would probably be a bad thing health-wise for the game. Lastly, why is this not a disjoint? I guess I know why that's not a disjoint. That should be maybe a little bit more disjointed. That's fine. That's fine. This move, I love it. Wish it was just slightly better. Maybe you bring down total recovery slightly. That'd be what I would say. Throws are fine. Maybe if she didn't end up in the air, it would be slightly better for her, but not like, I'm not gonna get that crazy with it. I think all her enhanced specials are fine. I still think that this again, would be fun if it could charge. But I'm not... Again, most of these don't really care about. You got Gun Dipper, or Slow Dipper, I guess is what they're saying here. But Gun Dipper, no change. Would love to see this. Hard Knockdown. Or not Hard Knockdown. Would love to see this on Red Roman Cancel. Because, like, again, top attack. I always forget that that's the name of this. Yeah. To compensate, this gives virtually no value on hit, as it is barely advantageous. Usually sends the opponent out of range to reset pressure, and can't even combo on Red Roman Cancel unless landing as a counter hit or against an airborne opponent. Despite being difficult to react to, these qualities make it a poor mix-up tool, instead functioning like a low crush pressure ender. Usually safe due to pushback, even at -8, but can be punished if poorly spaced or instant blocked. Again, this is the main thing. You make red cancelable, Unica becomes insane. Genuinely. Maybe it's a little crazy, but I think it'd be a fun way to change it though. This move, it's crazy. I'm not even gonna pretend it's not. One thing that surprisingly happens more than you would guess is characters just barely managing to avoid this initial hit, get past Unica during this hit, and then be like right overhead during this hit, and then she gets insanely Omega busted for trying to react to a aerial approach. And then Blaze a Trail, aka Michael Sword. Give us a blue version. Give us a blue version. I don't know how. I don't know what you would do with the blue version. Give us a blue version. Even if it's just slightly higher damage. Like, what are the 33 to 70, 50 damage, 20, 30, then another 20. So, like, I don't know. Most of these are about double to this being just only plus 10. But I guess this is second hits plus 20 damage. Just give us a blue version. Let it do, like, 78 to 85 damage, somewhere in between there. And make it have maybe slightly less recovery. Maybe, like, shave 5 frames of recovery off. That'd be a fun thing for Blaze a Trail. To where it still really is only usable on enders. No need to change Arbalist. Arbalist. Or not Arbalist. Mega Death Buster. 40% mid. But yeah, I don't know. This move's fine. You don't need to change any of that. And then again, genuinely, like, can only be used when Unica is at 30% or lower HP, indicated by her health turning orange. Also have a red lightning effect, blah blah blah. Only activates air combos stay on grounded hit, launches on air hit, does not activate air combo stay on wall slump opponents. Like, this move is so insanely weird to pull out that I feel like just give it a little bit of movement momentum. And then, yeah. That's it. I don't know. I just feel like that there is significant enough reason to give Unica slight changes, and I feel like making that comboable whoa, that's fun. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that there's a lot of stuff you could do with Unica to make her more interesting. Now we'll do the Aegis skin. Not Aegis, Attendant skin. Okay. We're gonna finish the night off with a couple of games. I don't know. Unica's like one minor buff away from being in a spot where I feel like she's actually like a relevant threat. Chip Zanov. Been a minute since I've fought a Chip player.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
He almost gave me enough time to not die there. Also, this is insanely bad lag, so I don't think I'm gonna... Why are you slow walking then?
Duel 3. Let's
5H works here.
I think Enhance might have killed. I'll take that.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
What the fuck? I can't even react to where he's ending up.
Duel 2. Let's rock. Slap. Duel 3. Let's rock.
Super. No.
Slap.
I'll try and do one more, but I probably am just gonna end stream and play this offline tonight. I realize I'm really bad at talking playing. Okay, you do. Dizzy. I hate needing to grind from a lower position than where I was. Insane backdash.
Positive bonus. Slap.
Whew.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
せーの打ち抜く収束
That was good. That was good.
行きます
Not letting you get.
収束参ります貫く
Hey, that's.
Slap.
They really want a zone, and it's just not it. I don't think it's the play.
見守ってくれてるのどこにいても感じてる
Every time they throw a fireball,
Duel 1. Let's rock.
お願いランドリーお行き
dang, that hit me. I fucked up my laser input on accident,
Duel 2.
which is fine.
Let's rock.
'They were doing something. I don't know what.
3. Let's rock. Slap.
Very defensive play. Which, I mean, sometimes that's the play against Unica, but I think that specific way, they were trying to do movement stuff that wasn't necessarily good. It was just fast. I'm trying to break down how people play more and more as I play this game more and more.
got a newcomer.
Potemkin. I feel like I've played this pot before. If I'm right, they're going to Insta-Pot Buster. Specifically, Insta-Kara Pot Buster.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, wait, no. I've definitely played them.
Slap.
I messed up my super, but...
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Why use a brain cell when you can press buttons on a pot that wants to press buttons?
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ah, okay.
Slap.
If you're not gonna cancel Pot Buster, I'm not gonna respect it.
Let's rock.
Dude. Okay, okay, you can anti-air. Don't Mega Fist.
Slap.
I was not actually expecting them to ever use their meter, so...
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Don't Mega Fist. Yeah, okay, I can't do that. They had a chance. There was an opening. They didn't take it. Yeah, just I don't even know how to describe that pop player other than What? Wow, that's crazy.
ここじゃない仕留めるメガデファースターいけ仕留めるじゃあ出さないそこだデフィアここじゃないここじゃない
Alright, this is my last game. I think regardless. Elfelt player. Sir Prince Person. Oh, it's so weird needing to start from where I'm at.
Let's rock.
I'm gonna let him take it. I'm not wasting burst here.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Dashback also works.
Slap. Duel 3. Let's rock.
Really? I fucked that up. Now they get full combo. Yeah. This is a very bad position to be in. I might die? Let's go, baby! Definitely
Duel 1.
feel good on that one.
Let's rock. Slap. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Damn. I messed that up for me.
Slap.
They never used a reversal once, and they weren't really mashing, so I felt fun using grab there. And we do another. My phone is at 6%. Let's go. I really gotta plug that in. I just want to hit 3-star tonight. That's my goal. If I can reach that, I'll that.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
That works there? That was a horrible burst from his part.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Yep. That's unfortunate. I think I have burst, yeah.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Empty jump. Never be the first one to swing there.
Slap.
You are never the first one to swing on a Slayer at full screen.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
I think I'm fine with him getting positive bonus here.
Slap. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Really? This is a little more annoying now. Yeah. He's gonna do the same opening here, so... That's crazy. Dude! I had that. I know I could have gotten that.
やっぱりね。
なんだかんだで
Oh, fuck you! Oh. I could have called out that last burst they did.
Burst max. Burst max.
なぎここじゃないいけ慌てないそうだおやぶつけるメガネスなぎ慌てない一発か慌てないここじゃない一発かなぎここじゃないなぎここじゃない冷静に慌てないこれは飛べそうだ
Also, that is infuriating that that does not connect. This is something that I wanted to mention and forgot about. Why does this not connect? Why is that not a combo? Why is that only a combo on counter hit? Alright. Win or lose, this is my last set. My phone is actually about to die, which means that if anyone joins chat, I won't be able to read it, which at that point I'm just gonna off for the night. Jacko. Jacko. Okay, let's see if they are a 2D starter or a runaway or a mix-up one. This is not a good sign.
Duel 1.
My guess is 2D starter. Now I guess runaway? No.
Slap.
I don't think they know what they're doing with Jacko. That's my...
2. Let's rock.
God, that lag stole literally all the momentum in the jump.
Let's rock.
Dude! Great, I love when I go for a DP and I mess up. When I go for a DP that then also gets me punished severely.
Slap.
そろそろドローンしましょう。
That's crazy.
Duel 1. Let's rock. Slap. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Dude! Fuck you. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, man. God, I hate this character. I hate...
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Dude, I'm
Perfect.
actually a little peeved at that fucking one.
みんなありがとう。
We'll end with a quick fish. Not replay. I want replay. I want to... I just want to fish. I just want to grill.
Fishing.
We'll fish for digital figures.
Cool.
Because that's the only thing that I even remotely care about grabbing shit for.
Cool. 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 Cool.
Okay, we do 3 more.
Cool.
1,
Cool.
2, last one.
Cool.
And it's a fish. Alright. That's gonna do it for me today. This was a pretty long stream. I might try and do more of these. Especially during, like, holidays and weekends and shit like that. But, well, that's gonna do it for me tonight. I am now insanely tired. Thankfully, I don't have work tomorrow morning.